Hello guys, today I am going to be reviewing Cocaine Bear. It came out February 24th, 2023 of this year, and I saw it with my friends just yesterday. Review came out today. Budget was 30 to 35 million. Critics gave it an overall 71%. Audience gave it a 75%. I would be with the audience. I would give it a 8 out of 10. It's loosely based on a true story about an American black bear that ingests millions of dollars of cocaine in 1985 and overdoses, and hours later they stuffed that bear and put him in a store. I forget what the bear's name, but this is based on a true story, loosely, because they amped this film up to 11. Okay, short summary of this particular film. A black bear consumes a significant amount of cocaine and embarks on a drug-fueled rampage, an eccentric gathering of cops, criminals assembles in a Georgia forest. Box office so far for this film, it has mixed and positive reviews, is $8.7 million so far. It just came out. Things that I loved about this movie: the Cocaine Bear. Loved every part about the Cocaine Bear. The 80s attire, how they wear the 80s clothes, and it feels like an 80s kind of... You feel like you're in the 80s in a way, if that makes sense. Kind of like watching Strange Things in a way, but, and feeling like the characters are in the 80s. Some of the kills, a little bit of the comedy. Now, if I go to the things I disliked, the amount of time they put Cocaine Bear in the film could and should have been more, because he was only in it for 20% of the film. Not even all the film he was in it. And when the parts there, the Cocaine Bear was not, when the Cocaine Bear was not in it, it just... characters didn't do so much. And that brings me to my next point. The characters weren't that compelling. They didn't have a good story arc to them and whatnot. They were just basic characters and whatnot. And then it was more funny than scary, because it's a comedy and horror, but they more so did it on the comedy. I see why and all that, but they could have made it just a little bit more scary somehow and came up with some sort of idea. Back to my first point. And, don't get me wrong. They could have added one thing that I wish they did with this film. I wish they put Cocaine Bear in basically all of the film, the majority of the film. Then the film would have been 10 times better. 10 times more better, because it has the bear and the more scenes and more kills and whatnot. But no, they didn't do that. Was this movie awful? No, it was not awful. I thought it was better than the last movie I saw, the Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Way better than that one. And I thought it was an interesting idea how they did that. But it's Hollywood for you. This is a good movie. For me, at least. If you like the kind of movies that you can just turn off your brain and just have fun with, like the Fast and the Furious. Not the first couple Fast and the Furious, but the fifth one to the ninth one and the 10th one. I don't know if that will be a little bit... I don't know about the 10th one, what that's going to look like, but we'll see what that's going to look like, obviously, because we're not in the 10th one yet, but that's neither here or there. I thought Ice Cube's son did pretty good, because Ice Cube's son was in the movie, and I thought he was doing pretty good. His character not so much compelling, but I liked it. I would say overall, if you wanna watch a dumb fun movie where a bear does cocaine, like it says in the title, Cocaine Bear, and I'm pretty sure most people want to see that, for a bear doing cocaine and goes crazy, I highly recommend it. Not so much for the characters and whatnot, mainly for the bear doing cocaine and killing people and going on a rampage. That's what I would say. It's basically like another example of this would be Godzilla versus Kong. We don't watch it for the people, we watch it for Godzilla and Kong. Or even Godzilla. We don't watch Godzilla for the people and the monsters. Godzilla, in the first Godzilla 2014, Godzilla was only in 10 minutes of the film. 10 minutes. Probably not even that much. And in the second Godzilla, they had him in longer, which was, thank God they did that. Kong Skull Island, paid attention to mainly Kong, not the characters. The characters are a little bit better in Kong Skull Island, but, I think that this movie might get a sequel, because Hollywood likes to do that when box office is great for some movies. They like to give sequels, so this movie could possibly get a sequel. And because at the end of the movie, they had the bear cubs. Well, I don't want to spoil it too much, but just check it out. It's an interesting movie. It's it's pretty funny. Watch it with a couple friends, and there are some scenes that are gonna make you laugh. There's some scenes that are pretty gory. Like, I'd say one scene in particular is very gory, and that scene's from the trailer and whatnot. But I don't have a lot to say about this film. I'd say that's an interesting film. I'm glad that they made this into a film. Cocaine Bear did better than Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. This is what Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey should have done. They should have went from Cocaine Bear, not doing drugs and whatnot, but establishing Winnie as more so crazy and whatnot, and not friendly while killing people. It's just crazy. But this movie, it's dumb fun. It's not it's a masterpiece. It's so inventive. It's a new way of a genre. It's based on this true story. That's basically, there's other movies based on true stories that are loosely based on true stories. I'll give you another one. Texas Chainsaw, based on a true story, based on a serial killer. What is the next one? Jaws, that's based on a true story. Trying to think, but there's other films that are also loosely based on true stories as well as this one, but this one only takes the bear doing cocaine true story part, a black bear doing cocaine in the 80s as the true story part, and everything else it just amps up to 11. And he's like, oh, we should do this with this particular scene. We should make this particular scene like this, that, and the third. And I was like, you know what? That's pretty inventive, actually. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was pretty inventive. So, yeah, no, that's a really great movie, though. For me, at least. If you don't like these kinds of movies, you're not going to like this. Trust me. You're not going to like Cocaine Bear if you don't like dumb, fun movies that the characters aren't that compelling and whatnot. But if you do like dumb, fun movies where you don't necessarily pay attention to the characters, but you pay attention to more so the part about the Cocaine Bear, I didn't watch it for the characters. I watched it mainly for the Cocaine Bear. The bear doing cocaine, killing people, going crazy, and it being high octane. That's what I watched it for. And I got out of the theater with a smile on my face. And yet, I would watch it again. I would 100% watch that film again. Even though it was dumb and whatnot, I like those kinds of movies. Some of those kinds of movies, like Jurassic World. Okay, Jurassic Park was a classic, right? But Jurassic World was where Chris Pratt rides a motorcycle besides raptors. That's dumb, but it's fun. Some people, it's like a fast food kind of movie you can just digest. I want to, McDonald's or something like that. But it does the film well in its own case, and I would highly recommend you guys go check this film out. It's a pretty interesting film. There's going to be even more interesting films to come in the future, but this Cocaine Bear, pretty interesting, to say the least. That's what I have to say. All right, guys. Well, I hope you liked my review. And